Coming up next, Pennsylvania is at the center of a controversy over so-called naked ballots, what it could mean with the election just weeks away.
Plus, why the well-known mascot at a local restaurant is now pink.
It's so powerful when a local business like this steps up in the middle of a pandemic and still remembers the local people who are struggling with breast cancer.
And trick-or-treating won't happen on Halloween this year. Find out when Centre County residents will be handing out candy. The Centre County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Callaway Turner. Thanks for joining us for the Centre County Report.
And I'm Jason Schulman. Pennsylvania's Republican U.S. Senator will not seek re-election in 2 years. Pat Toomey has announced he plans to leave public service in 2022. It's seen as a surprise move because he also says he won't run for governor, which many expected him to do. He called his decision personal, not political. Pennsylvania Republicans are now left without an obvious party frontrunner for Senate or governor.
As Election Day draws closer, the first and only vice presidential debate will take place tomorrow night, featuring Vice President Mike Pence and challenger Kamala Harris. There was some speculation on whether this event would be postponed after President Trump tested positive for COVID-19. Pence tested negative. The debate is set for 9 p.m. at the University of Utah, with the Washington bureau chief for USA Today, Susan Page, moderating.
Pennsylvania Supreme Court recently ruled that mail-in ballots can be rejected if they're received without the security envelope, and some are worried that if enough are tossed, it could impact election results here. Reporter Addison Albert looks at the issue of so-called naked ballots.
With millions of people voting by mail in this election, Democrats in Pennsylvania are warning that tens of thousands of mail-in ballots might be at risk of being invalidated. The reason? A term known as naked ballots, those sent in without their security envelope. A new ad campaign is aimed at showing voters the right way to send in their ballot.
The large return envelope.
The state Supreme Court voted recently that ballots can be thrown out if they don't arrive in the official security envelope. That ruling is seen as a win for President Trump's campaign in Pennsylvania. Many Republicans claim the whole mail-in voting system could lead to voter fraud.
But if they're just mailing out thousands of ballots to people that didn't even request one, that could open it up for a lot of fraud, and I think most studies have shown that it will.
But many Democrats disagree, saying we've trusted mail-in ballots for years.
We grew up watching people vote by mail. It's not unfamiliar to me. We also have the best postal service in the world. And I have tremendous trust that they're going to be able to get our mail ballots to where they need to be counted.
Voters must have their ballot mailed in by Election Day. It must be placed into a secrecy envelope, then an outer envelope. It must be signed, and then it will be counted.
The last day to request a mail-in ballot is October 27th. I'm Addison Albert for the Centre County Report.
As many as 3 million or more voters are expected to vote by mail in Pennsylvania for this election.
President Trump is back at the White House today after leaving the hospital in Maryland last night. The president tweeted that he'd be leaving the hospital at 6:30 p.m. and saying he feels better than he did 20 years ago. Trump spent 3 days at Walter Reed Medical Center receiving treatment after testing positive for COVID. His doctors say his condition continues to improve.
Including ambulatory. We have some breaking news now. Governor Wolf and the state health secretary have amended guidelines on gathering limits. Starting Friday, venue capacity limits will determine the number of people allowed. This will impact sports events. For example, places with the capacity of 10,000 or more will be limited to 15% or up to 7,500 people. Also breaking today, the new COVID numbers for Centre County have just been released. They show an increase of 127 cases since yesterday, bringing the total since March to 3,171. The number of Centre County deaths remain at 11, and new Penn State numbers are also expected today. University Park has seen more than 2,600 total positive cases since August. State College has issued more citations for violations of the borough's COVID-19 restrictions. Officials say for the week of September 21st to the 27th, which is the most recent data available, police handed out 13 citations. That brings the total to 66 since August. Violating the ordinance can lead to a $300 fine and court cost.
Penn State has announced changes for the spring semester because of the ongoing pandemic. The semester will start a week later, the week of January 18th, and spring break will be eliminated. Final exams will wrap up on schedule by May 7th. Meantime, the university also plans another virtual graduation ceremony for December grads. And that's not sitting well with some students and families. Rosel Ventura has more on the story.
It would have been nice to walk across the stage because I don't feel like I graduated until I walk across that stage and get that piece of paper.
Once again in December, Penn State will honor graduates with a live stream commencement to reduce risk during the coronavirus pandemic. Some students and their families held out hope the university will find a way to make an in-person ceremony happen.
There was still some part of me that had a little bit of hope that there probably could be a way if a lot of effort was put into it, but then it didn't really happen.
Like Tammy, many students say they have waited 4 years for their families to watch them walk across the stage on their graduation day, some from other countries. And once again, the shift means many families have to change plans.
We've had this planned out for a very, very long time, and it's almost surreal that it's not going to be happening.
We managed to find some tickets, so we're going to go back to Nigeria, and I will actually get to watch it with my family.
Even though the virtual graduation is already bringing frustration to many students and families, some parents understand the university's decision in not having an in-person ceremony at the Bryce Jordan Center like is tradition.
As sad as it may be, but at least pictures to be taken, it will still be memorable, even though we won't be able to get together as family. But you can't compromise life for just a ceremony.
Graduation is set for Saturday, December 19th in University Park. I'm Rosel Ventura for Central County Report.
The university says it will invite graduates, families, and friends back to campus to celebrate in person once public health restrictions are eased.
And more changes are in the works. Trick or Treat will not be held on Halloween this year in the Center County region. Trick-or-treating this year will be on Thursday, October 29th from 6 to 8 p.m. When Penn State has a home football weekend that conflicts with Halloween, communities traditionally move trick-or-treat night, and the Nittany Lions play Ohio State this year on Halloween.
It's been feeling like fall this week, but are any big weather changes on the way? Find out in a few minutes as we check the 7-day forecast with Nick. Also coming up, find out how a local charitable organization is changing this year in light of the COVID pandemic. We're back after the break.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Get caught buzzed driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly,
disgusting,
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're going to take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
The largest volunteer event in Centre County for the past 27 years looks a lot different this time around, but the mission hasn't changed at all. Chanel Porter explains.
Every fall, Centre County's United Way has held a day dedicated to serving the community. The Day of Caring has committed time, money, and energy to nonprofit organizations for years, but the pandemic has forced them to make changes this year.
We decided to have an online Day of Caring in a different way, that you would make a donation to help those nonprofit organizations who are struggling through the pandemic.
Last year, over 1,000 volunteers went to 90 different locations like the food bank, housing transitions, or the local YMCA around the county to continue to help the community. Volunteers would do everything from landscaping and painting to roof repairs and cleaning.
Really unfortunate that we weren't able to have volunteers this year. Some of the things like improvements around the property they've been set aside.
Housing transitions and the State College Food Bank have been using those volunteers for decades.
It's nice to have another group to come in and actually take the time to take all the food off the shelves and then wipe down all the food and put the food back on.
Phillipsburg YMCA says the community connection through volunteers has always been special.
People that have come in were really great to work with. I mean, a lot of them really cared about the Y. You built that relationship with them.
The amount of support we've been getting, when we asked our partner agencies to send us videos and testimonials, I wasn't really sure what kind of response we would have, and they've all been amazing.
And it's been a big success. The organization met its goal of raising $10,000 in one day to distribute to nonprofits in need. In State College, I'm Chanel Porter with the Centre County Report.
The executive director of United Way tells us in future years, when they're able to go back into the community and safely volunteer, she hopes to also continue the online donation system.
Dry conditions are back once again here in central Pennsylvania. Look at all the sunshine at Beaver Stadium right now and the beautiful fall foliage. Take advantage of this plenty of sunshine to look at all of the beautiful fall colors that nature is providing us. Temperatures currently sitting in the low 50s here in State College. We did see some rain last week here in central Pennsylvania, but that has not put a dent in the drought. Abnormally dry conditions in yellow have expanded across the state, and also drought in central Pennsylvania, moderate to severe, continues to grow in size as well. And relief is not looking likely as we remain clear today and sunny across parts of the Northeast and Midwest, seeing a lot of the same as high pressure is dominating the region. Temperatures currently sitting into the 40s and 50s across parts of central Pennsylvania, and I've seen a lot of the same across the state as well. The warm spot being Philadelphia, sitting into the low 60s, while Williamsport is sitting into the mid 40s. We'll see those temperatures continue to rise as we head throughout the day with all of this sunshine, remaining mostly clear throughout the day. Heading into the evening, could see some upper level clouds in the northern tier. But tomorrow, we're going to be tracking a possible weather maker, a cold front moving in from the northwest, bringing that chance for some cloud cover to increase and an isolated shower, but it's not going to have a lot of moisture with it, and most should remain dry. And look at this as it continues to move across the Commonwealth. It will start to weaken as it does. So places in South Pennsylvania could actually remain mostly sunny tomorrow as well. Seeing some lingering showers into the evening of Wednesday, overnight on Thursday. People start to clear out across the state, but then could see some cloud cover increase as we head into the afternoon on Thursday. But then by Thursday evening, most will remain clear. Today, remaining sunny, temperatures gain into the mid 60s, and then overnight dropping into the low 50s. Perfect night to get out and do some stargazing with these clear conditions on Hub Lawn or Old Main Lawn, whatever you decide to do. Tomorrow, temperatures gain back into the 70s, a cold front moving through. It's also going to be windy. Note the gusts possibly gain into the 30s, something to be aware of as you are out and about. And then looking at the 7-day, seeing plenty of sunshine to go around all the way into the weekend. Not good for the drought monitor, but if you love the sun, then this is the 7-day forecast for you. Temperatures by the end of the week gaining to the mid 60s, while for Saturday gaining to the low 70s, 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. So get out there, enjoy some of the sun and the fall colors, And now I'm going to send it over to Preston with sports.
Thanks, Nick. Coming up next in sports, high school football returns to State College and the newly renovated Memorial Field. We'll look ahead to Friday night's game. Also coming up, see how one local coach has followed his passion for basketball, from the Harlem Globetrotters to educating the next generation of players. Sports is next.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How would you not love him?
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
I'm Preston Shoemaker with sports. We begin with high school football and a clash of the Eagles over the weekend in Wingate as Tyrone took on Bald Eagle. Reporter Matthew Knobb has the highlights.
It was a low-scoring affair on Friday night at Bald Eagle. Leading 7-6 midway through the third quarter, the Golden Eagles were stuffed at the goal line by Bald Eagle, but they stole the momentum back just a few plays later, recording a safety to extend their lead to 9-6. Bald Eagle responded with 7 minutes left in the fourth, taking a 12-9 lead on a passing touchdown. The 2-point conversion attempt was unsuccessful. Tyrone fought back with under 2 minutes to play, connecting on a deep ball to take the lead. After an unsuccessful extra point, the Golden Eagles stopped Bald Eagle on its last possession, hanging on for the 15-12 win and improving to 3-0 on the season. Tyrone coach John Franco said after the game he was proud of the way his team fought back.
In years past, we had hung our heads and just found ways to lose. But this group really came together, and they found a way to win.
Despite overcoming 4 first-half turnovers and taking the lead late in the second half, the Eagles' offense was not consistent enough to seal the deal tonight as Bald Eagle drops it to 1-2 on the season. In spite of the close loss, Bald Eagle coach Jesse Nagel is happy with his team's progress.
Growing. I mean, we're so young. I think that, another 2-3 weeks, we would love to be in 3A right now and playing them again in a district. So, it's something that, we're just going to continue to get better.
In Wingate, I'm Matthew Knobb for the Center County Report.
In other Mountain Conference football scores, Penns Valley beat Bellefonte 28-14. And Clearfield defeated Phillipsburg Osceola 42-6. In the Mid-Penn Conference, State College fell in its season opener to Central Dauphin 35-13. And State High has its first home football game this week at the newly renovated Memorial Field. The multi-million-dollar project is now finished and the Little Lions are back on their home field. They take on Cumberland Valley Friday night. COVID restrictions and guidelines have forced players and coaches to take extra precautions this year. Each student is required to do an online survey once a day on their current health state. And they're required to wipe down all equipment used during practice and in the locker room. There are sanitizing stations throughout the school's fields and indoor meeting rooms. In a former life, State College JV basketball coach Rudy Burris trotted the globe, only to land here in Center County with his real dream job. Now, he leaves an impact on young minds both on and off the court. Reporter Kendrick Wright has more on the story.
Coach Rudy, a former Harlem Globetrotter, decided to stop playing basketball and come up here to State College Area High School to not only become an educator, but also a basketball coach as well.
Rudy Burris has a lifelong love for basketball, but some people don't know that long before he became the JV coach at State College High, Burris played for the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters back in the 1980s. While that was a dream come true for the 6'8" Harlem native, he also had other dreams: to get into education and help kids.
Get back into education and fall back on what my mom told me a long time ago, which is, you can't play basketball forever. What you going to do after that?
He moved to State College in the 90s, took classes at Penn State, and went to work for the school district. He wanted to make a positive impact on special needs students, so he became a paraprofessional and a multi-disabled class.
With them, because they were the one group of kids I did not ever have an opportunity to work with.
He says the work he does in education is more rewarding than his days playing on the court. Now, 20 years later, Burris remains a familiar face and a popular staff member in the halls of State High and on the basketball court. In State College, I'm Kendrick Wright for the Sunny Counter Report.
Burris graduated from high school in Bronx, New York, and along with the Globetrotters, he also played basketball for the Harlem Wizards. In NFL news, the Pittsburgh Steelers had an unexpected bye week. Their game against Tennessee was moved to Week 7 due to coronavirus cases in Tennessee. Now they're getting ready for the Battle of Pennsylvania. The Philadelphia Eagles picked up their first win on Sunday night, beating San Francisco 25-20 despite missing their top 3 receivers. Quarterback Carson Wentz helped rally the team with a late score, and the defense capped it off with an interception returned for a touchdown. The win improved their record to 1-2-1 and gives the Eagles first place in the NFC East. This week, it's the Battle of Pennsylvania as the Eagles travel to Pittsburgh to take on the undefeated Steelers. It's the first meeting in this rivalry since 2016, and Governor Wolf's decision today on capacity numbers and gatherings could mean fans at Sunday's game. And after an 0-4 start, the Houston Texans are parting ways with general manager and head coach Bill O'Brien. The former Penn State football coach left the university in 2014 to take the Houston job, where he won 4 division titles. The team has named Romeo Crennel as their interim head coach. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Preston. Coming up next, find out why a local restaurant's well-known mascot is now pink. It's all for a good cause. That story is after the break.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right. So it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're going to take the laces, we're going to cross them over, we're going to turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Center County's favorite bull that sits on top of Kelly's Steak and Seafood in Bowlesburg is dressed in pink this month. The restaurant is partnering with the Pink Zone to support breast cancer awareness. Addison Albert has more.
Kelly's Steak and Seafood in Bowlesburg is making some colorful changes this October. As you can see behind me, the Kelly staff is putting up their annual sign on their bull. Usually it's a Penn State football sign, but this year with the sport postponed, they decided to move their efforts towards the Pink Zone and raise money for breast cancer awareness. Along with dressing the bull, the restaurant added a special drink and entree to the menu and will be donating all of the proceeds to the Pink Zone.
And it's so powerful when a local business like this steps up in the middle of a pandemic and still remembers the local people who are struggling with breast cancer.
Bartender Michael Tedesco has been working at Kelly's for 3 years and says he's excited about the shift in focus this fall.
In Penn State football, that was normally the sign that was up there, but yes, we are still having football, but maybe we can focus towards another cause this year.
The Pink Zone's mission is to unite Central Pennsylvania in the battle against breast cancer by mobilizing resources and improving lives. They hope the partnership with Kelly's will help raise more money in the fight against breast cancer. I'm Addison Albert for the Center County Report.
The Pink Zone is also planning a virtual golf outing this month. Registration for that and other fundraising events can be found on their website, papinkzone.org. That's all for today's newscast. You can find more of our stories on our website, centercountyreport.com. Our next newscast is on Friday, but you can follow us anytime for breaking news on Twitter. That's at Center County REP or on our Facebook page. We also have a Center County Report Instagram. Have a good day.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How do you not love him?